Guy in a suit comes in the pawn shop, got a big set of diamond earrings.
Hey guys, what's up? Hope you're all having a great day. Welcome to another episode of Film Tower. All of you guys must be familiar with one of the top hits of American TV show, The Pawn Star. This show features 3 generations of Harrisons running their pawn shop and interacting with some random guests where they carry some unique and valuable items. Rick Harrison founded the Las Vegas Gold and Silver Pawn Shop with his father back in 1988. After some time, Richard died, leaving his son Rick in charge of the pawn shop along with all the belongings. In this video, I'm going to talk about the times when Rick Harrison took massive risks on Pawn Stars. This is going to be really interesting, guys, so make sure to watch the video until the very end. Before we get to those, make sure to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and click on the little bell icon to get notified whenever I upload new videos. Hit on the like button if you love my videos, and also comment down below your favorite episode from the show. Here are the moments when Rick Harrison took massive risks on Pawn Stars. The 1951 Fender Stratocaster. In season 8 of the Pawn Stars, a musician named Vic Flick came into the shop to sell a 1961 Fender Stratocaster. He is a famous guitarist, and he's most popularly known to play James Bond theme music. He also played the intro and the bridge guitar riff of the Human Hermits. Human Hermits recording of the Silhouettes. Thus, he was hoping that he could sell his guitar for a high price. This is where Rick took the risk. He's very much fond of guitars, and he paid him $55,000 for that guitar. The catch was that it didn't even have a case and might not have been the real one. He later sold it in an auction for a much lower price, and that's just sad.
Play a white early 60s Stratocaster, but he played it upside down.
The signed book. A man once came into the shop with a book signed by a famous baseball player called Joseph Jefferson Jackson, nicknamed as Shoeless Joe. He was a baseball player who used to play at the outfields around 1990, and he was illiterate. This made his signature pretty unique. Rick bought the book with a shocking price of $13,000, as he thought he could sell it for a higher price. Later, she confronted a book expert named Rebecca, and she confirmed that it was fake.
I'm not convinced that it's real. But it is so rare.
The diamond earrings. He was once cheated by a girl's best friend in 2010. A man came to his shop and said that he had a pair of diamond earrings. Rick asked him questions and he was persuaded by the man. He paid him $40,000 for the earrings. A few days later, police came into the shop telling him that the diamond earrings were stolen. The criminal was arrested, but Rick didn't get his money back.
Guy in a suit comes in the pawn shop, got a big set of diamond earrings.
The JFK Cigar Box. One of the most historic finds was an old cigar box that belonged to President John F. Kennedy when he was in office. The box was still in his Oval Office with a handful of cigars in it. The shop paid an amount of $60,000 as they thought it would be of higher value, as it was the only piece of remaining history from American history. He paid a higher price for this, if you ask me, and here he took the massive risk.
Are the remaining unsmoked cigars.
Wow, really?
200 plus pounds of silver. This is probably the most expensive purchase in the show's history. A visitor to the shop once bought in 200 pounds of raw silver. It was purchased about 12 years earlier when the price was much lower. He paid the man $111,000, knowing that he could parcel it out himself with a lot of profits. He took some risks without properly knowing about anything, but fortunately, nothing went wrong here.
I've never seen you get up from your desk that quick.
I always get up, son.
The 1961 SG Les Paul guitar. This is also one of the biggest purchases that Rick has ever made. It was previously owned by Mary Ford, the wife of Les Paul himself. This guitar would have been even rarer and valuable even without the history behind it. Rick had to pay $90,000 for this guitar. Can you imagine if this wasn't real? Fortunately, nothing went wrong with him.
Aunt Mary just a guitar fan, or?
No, Les Paul's wife.
The 1987 Jaguar SJ6. A man once offered to sell a Jaguar SJ6 at a price of $5,000. Rick offered him $22,000 at first, and then both negotiated, and ultimately the car was sold at a price of $2,500. After that, he brought the car to the customs, and they said that the car needed some fixing and it will cost him even more money than the car is actually worth. Then he gave it back to the actual owner. He lost the car and even $2,500. The auction. Once Rick decided to sell his Vic Flick owned Stratocaster, the Indy sidecar, and some other items and took them in Julian's auction in LA, he later told in an interview that he lost about $100,000 that day, which is the biggest loss in the history of Pawn Stars. We've reached the end of the video, guys, and we hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more videos on our channel and see you next time.